Hey boys and girls, Mr. Giomini. I want to take a look at surface area of a cylinder. Take a look at the surface area of a cylinder. I always like to start with the formula. We have surface area is equal to 2 times pi times radius squared, because we now have two bases. And again, the difference with this is we have to cover, something about covering, wrapping it up gift. We have to cover this base and this base. And now what we're essentially finding, the rest of it is the lateral area. That area right here. This would be the lateral area. And to do that, remember we unwrapped the cylinder. We saw that really the length of this cylinder was the same as the circumference here, and that's why we went to find circumference. We go pi times diameter, which gives us circumference. Then we have to take into account this height, so we times by the height. What we can now do is I go surface area equals, let's start plugging in some numbers. Let me give her this color in here so we can actually see the lengths and the measurements. I have 2. I'm going to take out the pi symbol and put in 3 and 1400ths times the radius squared. And now I will add that to 3 and 1400ths times the diameter. Now they don't give me the diameter, but if I have the radius, I should know that the diameter is just the radius doubled, so 5 doubled is 10. I'll times that by 10, and I'll times that by 15. Now I'll put this in, and let's see here what I can do with my calculator. These are some bigger computations, so I might need a calculator to help me out. I'm going to do what's inside these parentheses first. I already know that 5 squared is 25. I'm going to take 3 and 1400ths times 5 squared, which is 25. Inside the parentheses, I end up with 78 and a half. 78 and a half. Plus, now I have 3 and 1400ths times 10 times 15. Well, I know 3 and 1400ths times, let's see, 10 times 15, that'd give me 150. Let's go here. Let's multiply these two together. 78 and a half doubled. 78 and a half times 2. That gives me 157. Plus the 3 and 1400ths times 150 equals 471. Now remember, some of you were multiplying these together. This is an addition sign, not a multiplication sign. Addition. I will add the area of the two bases plus the lateral area, that circumference of the circle, times the height of the cylinder. Remember to add here. I will now take those and add them, so 471 plus 157 equals, we have a surface area of 628, and the unit of measure is centimeters, and because we're dealing with area, it is surface area, we're dealing with square centimeters. There's my answer for that one. This next one I'm going to show you might be a good idea if you felt comfortable with this. As I turn the slide, pause it, take a look at the picture, the illustration, see if you can't solve it by yourself, and then go from there. And then once you feel you have the answer, hit play and check your work with mine. Or if you want to get started on it, you get to a sticking point, or you get started on it, go one point, hit play, and then pause again once you get to that point. A couple different ways. Be an active viewer, not just a passive viewer. We have another cylinder. This one is laying on its side. Here is my base. So again, for surface area, we need S is equal to 2 times pi times radius squared, plus we need the circumference or lateral area. We need pi times diameter. We need circumference, and we're going to times that by the height to get that lateral area. We now have 2 times 3 and 1400ths times 15 squared. That's my radius. Plus 3 and 1400ths times the diameter, which in this case the radius is 15, so the diameter would be 30 to get the circumference, and then to get that lateral area we still need to multiply it by the height. Okay, I'm going to take 15 squared. What is 15 squared? 15 squared. Why should we know this? Is it 225? Ah, yes. So I'm going to take 2 times 3 and 1400ths times 225 when I square that, times 225 Now put plus. Now I'm going to take 3 and 1400ths. I'm going to add, I multiply that by, what is 30 times 48? Well, 48 times 10 is 480. So let's triple 480. That gives me 0, 24. Is that 1,440? Let's take a look. I could be off here. 30 times 48. Hey, 1,440. I was actually right. All right. 1,440. Okay, now I'm going to multiply all this together, and I'm going to add this stuff. Let's go 3 and 1400ths times, into parentheses first, times 225. 3 and 1400ths times 225. That gives me 706 and a half. I will now double that to give me 1,413. 1, 4, 1, 3, plus 3 and 1400ths times 1,440 equals 4,521 and 6/10. Excuse me. We add this together now. Add together 1,413. That equals. Ooh, it's a big number. Surface area for this cylinder equals 4,934 and 6/10 square inches. Square inches. Hope this helps you out with this problem. Again, continue to use these to help prep for the post test. Take care.